So by this point, I had the staff built out, PVC pipe in the middle. I had connected the topper I was using craft foam and EVA foam to kind of build out all of these shapes. The next step was to Warbler it. And so pretty much every part of this is covered in Warbler. Again, I really recommend checking out Kamui's website or some of her ebooks because she really knows how to work with this stuff and has a lot of great ideas and tips for how to get it to the right temperature, how to work around small details, and all that sort of thing. So I basically Warblered the entire thing, adding a few more details along the way. Once I had Warblered, the next thing I did is I used autofiller. I don't think that's the right term for it, but basically you can go to the store and I get mine, again, I think from Lowe's, but basically it's a filler spray which is designed to fill in car scratches. So it's really good at filling in the imperfections on Warbler, because as you know, if you're using regular Warbler, the caramel colored stuff, it has kind of a rough texture. So what you want to do is use some sort of filler. And I found that this kind of gray auto filler is really good. It's really easy to apply. You kind of just take your prop outside, you give it a light spray, it'll be dry in 10 to 15 minutes. I usually find I have to do around 3 to 4 layers in order to get it really smooth. And then it's also really easy to sand. I just take some kind of 200 sandpaper and just started sanding on it, and it really does provide a smooth finish. This is, I think, the 3rd or 4th prop that I've used it on, and gotta say, I've still hands down my favorite filler. It's not messy like gesso, it's really quick to dry, and if you mess up with sanding, you can always add in a few more layers without kind of ruining the details. So I did some layering on the autofiller, so now I had it Warblered with the surface kind of fairly smooth. Before I painted, though, there were a couple details that I wanted to add. So the first thing I like using are beads and gem or rhinestones in order to add details that I want to make look like they're part of the original prop. Like whether the original base is supposed to be wood or metal, what I'll do is I'll take some gemstones. So for example, on the topper towards the base, I've got a little star that's painted gold. And then on the end topper, I've got some beads that are also painted gold. So this is just a way to make it look like I've added additional metallic details on the staff without having to carve them out of craft foam. So for the beads on the bottom, I just pretty much grabbed some extra round, smooth beads that I had, strung them on some thread, glued them down to the base, and then I grabbed also the star gemstones to put on the edge of the topper. The other thing that I really like to do on a bunch of my props is I use 3D fabric paint. 3D fabric paint, I know that some people use hot glue in order to do their details. I am not a hot glue wizard. I don't have the kind of dexterity that's required to do that. So I actually prefer to use 3D paint because it comes in these tiny little bottles with an extremely small kind of distribution system, because it's got the tiny little almost syringe-like exit for all the paint. So you have really